The scripture teaches us that Jesus is the Son of God and that he came into this world so that all of us may have life and life eternal. People speak of many truths, and mankind has gone and looked at many ways of life, ways of living. Societies and cultures have come up with different definitions of what it means to be good, noble, and to have a good life. But Christ came to this world to provide life, life eternal and life in abundance. He who follows him will never be shaken. And if you follow his commandments and live your life the way that Christ wants you to, it's similar to building your house on a rock. As the foundation stone is Christ, and your house will be secure. But listening to his teachings and not following them is like building a house on sand. And just as a house on sand has no foundation, no good foundation, and is quite unstable, such is that life. Christ is the way to salvation. He's the only way to salvation. There's no other way that one can be saved except through Jesus Christ. I've lived quite a few years in this world, and what I figured out is that time flies by. Time is short. I work in a field where I watched many people at the end stages of their life. Most physicians and nurses and staff who work in hospitals have seen this. Time is quite short. It doesn't seem that way, especially when we're young, but time is short. Death comes for each one of us. Life in this world is but a fleeting moment. But a person who has achieved salvation will have eternity in the presence of God. He or she will have eternity in the comfort of the Creator. And that's what all of us want for ourselves deep inside. No matter what you think, no matter what culture you're from, no matter who you are and what you do, deep inside, that's what you want. To have that comfort of salvation, to have a deep relationship with the loving God. And that's what Christ provides. And in this YouTube channel, we'll try and look at the life of Christ and what he taught us, and what it means to be a Christian. We'll take a lot of look at the parables of Christ, what he taught through those parables, what the deep meanings of those stories are, because often they come with a lot of hidden meanings that can only be accessed by an in-depth look into the scripture, an in-depth look into the life of Christ and the times that he lived in, because Christ lived in a certain time, and many of the parables that he described in detail were to do with those times, and we have to understand how they came to be. For example, in the parable of the prodigal son, when the second son comes to his father, when the younger son comes to his father and asks for his inheritance, in that culture it's the equivalent of telling your father that I consider you dead, because no one got an inheritance from his father until his father had passed away. Unlike how situations can be today, when parents may bequeath an inheritance to their children before they die. That wasn't the custom in Israel. So the younger son coming to the father and asking for his inheritance was a total rejection of the father by the younger son. Something deeply abhorred by Jewish society in those days. A person who did that has clearly shown to the world that he does not consider himself to have any links to his father anymore. To him, his father is as good as dead. And that's how the son behaved after he got the inheritance. Instead of staying near the father and working on the inheritance and building it up, he took his inheritance, took it, likely sold it for the money, and then went away, as if his father were dead to him. But you only realize that when you look into the times that Jesus lived. And that's what we'll study in this channel. Thank you. May God bless you.